Very exciting today. Everything's ready to go. We added the new audit to the landing page, so everybody can check that out. The audit that I published last night did not have the contract addresses in it, and I posted those contract addresses in the chat so people could verify it themselves. But we had them add the contract addresses to the contract. I mean, to the PDF, the audit PDF, so everybody can go cross-reference that. We're already fully open source and fully verified, so that means that any of the functions that need to be called can be called, whether they're doing it through our front end or the contracts. Um, we have not pushed the new front end, so we're waiting until right before 1 o'clock to push the new front end, because when we push the new front end, people will be able to start staking. And it doesn't matter if someone decides to stake using the contracts or whatever right now, because there's no rewards being paid out. So there's no benefit to getting in right now rather than when the site goes live. But we're just going to push the site at 1. So the whole process, what we're going to do is I'm going to go over basically the launch process that we're going to have. I'm going to keep it very brief, and then about 15 minutes before 1, I'm going to hop off. I'm going to prepare everything. There's just a couple things that we need to do. So it's just unpause the token, set the reward rate to 3% in the vault, and enable swap liquefy, which is just kind of a technical thing just to make sure that the taxes that are being put on dogs is being swapped for BNB USD. These are the steps that I need to do for it to go live. It takes whatever, like 1 minute to do all of them. So that's what I'm going to prepare when I get off of this call. Before the dog token goes live, so before it's tradable, we're going to push the site so that way everybody can start staking the non-natives and people are able to use the website when it does go live to buy. This way, you know that you're not accidentally using the wrong contract address, or you're not falling for any scams or anything like that. Now, you can choose to buy off PancakeSwap as well. So you know the address, the dog's address is in the pinned comments in the Animal Farm chat, and you can get that and you can put that into PancakeSwap, and we're already listed, right? The liquidity is already there. We're already listed. So that's all taken care of. And I'm going to start a short countdown at 1 o'clock, just so everybody is on the same page as far as exactly when it gets unpaused. So at 1 o'clock, I'm going to start a 10-minute countdown. And when that 10-minute countdown hits 0, I'm going to unpause the dog token. By that time, the site will already be pushed. So it will already be available for you to use the website to buy dog tokens when we unpause. So basically, it's going to go like this. Let me just explain from start to finish. So at 1 o'clock, we're going to push the new site. That's going to allow for people to use the drip liberation contract on the new site. That's going to allow people to start migrating. And that's going to allow people, and when I say migrating, I mean migrating from the V1 to the V2 contracts. There's a few people. It's not a ton of people that are going to be doing that, but for the people that are doing that, you'll be able to do that. and you'll be able to stake in all the non-native farms and pools, and you'll be able to click on the buy dogs button, but it will still be paused. That's at 1. And then we'll set a 10-minute timer at 1. And when that 10-minute timer is 0, I'm going to unpause the dog token. You'll be able to start buying the dog token, trading it. And not only buying the dog token, you'll be able to start adding liquidity. Now, when you add liquidity to the dogs token, make sure you're doing it through our site. So if you try to do it through PancakeSwap, it's going to fail because most likely, unless you went into advanced settings and allowed unlimited slippage and all this stuff, but most likely it's going to fail if you try to do it on PancakeSwap because it's going to try to tax you. But due to the tax being so high, it's going to fail because you need to set your slippage above what the allowed. You need to set your allowed slippage above what the tax is, and they don't allow you to do that unless you go into advanced settings and do a bunch of stuff like that. So it's not going to allow you to mess up, is what I'm saying. You're not going to accidentally get taxed 90% because you do something on PancakeSwap. It will fail if you try to do that. So what you need to do to add liquidity to the dogs token is utilize the add liquidity dashboard on our site. And that dashboard is whitelisted to and from. So what that means is when you send your dog tokens and when you send your BUSD to this contract to pair it, the dog tokens are going to be whitelisted. So you're not going to be taxed on adding this liquidity. And it will handle that for you. And it will give you the LP tokens. Now, removing liquidity, there is a 6% tax. But you have to remove the liquidity through our site. Or you could do it through the contracts, obviously. Like if our front end went down or anything like that, you could always do it through the contracts. But what I'm just saying is if you do it through our site, it's going to apply the proper taxing. And if you try to do it through PancakeSwap, either there will be no tax if you're buying, say, or it will most likely fail because it's not going to allow you to wrongfully get taxed 90%. So that is the process as far as what's going to happen as soon as we go live. And then we set the emission timers to start at 2 p.m. EST. So 1 hour after the site is pushed and 50 minutes after we unpause the dog token, the emissions will start. And they're going to start at restricted. So the DCAA, the Dynamic Supply Control Algorithm, is, or DSCA, I should say, is accounting for the current price of the dog and pig tokens. And I believe that they'll both start at restricted. I know the dog token will definitely start at restricted. The pig token has made a nice little pump, so it might start at the standard pegged rate. But regardless, the APYs will most likely start off significantly high because the APYs are based on the amount of tokens allocated each block to those pools and the amount of people that are in the farms and pools. But of course, as those farms and pools fill up, the APY will start to reduce. Keep in mind that we adjusted the emission rates on the new platform to work with the new game theory. So previously, there was no vesting. There was no variable tax vesting model that is creating all of these dividends for the pig pen, and there was no dog pound. So there was no B&B dividends at all. And the main motivation for the average user was to either put their pig tokens in the pig pen to claim BUSD or dump them on the market. And people were dumping pigs on the market as well because um, uh, because there was no vesting model, which is creating a high BNB and BUSD dividend, and the emission rates were set to account for this. Now, in the new model, the emission rates, so the amount of the inflation associated with the dog and pig tokens, has been reduced significantly. So the pig emission rate has been reduced by about 90%, and the dog's emission rate has been reduced by about 60%. And the reason why is because the new game theory is designed to cause price appreciation, and then that price appreciation results in a higher BNB and BUSD dividend payout. So previously, the incentive structure was you're farming dogs and pigs. You're farming them at an APY of like 200 APY dogs and like 400 or 500 APY with pigs, and then people have to decide, okay, do I want to use my dogs to farm pigs and then put my pigs in the pig pen, which has a few $1 million worth of BUSD to pay out at a rate of 3% a day, or do I just want to dump these dog and pig tokens because there's a relatively high inflation rate, and maybe I can make more through dumping them than I would through staking. Now with the new vesting model, there's very little incentive to farm to sell, because the APYs and the inflation rate and the APY associated with the dog and pig tokens that are being paid out as a reward are relatively small, and the APYs in BUSD and BNB are very high. So it's been basically we turned the incentive structure on its head based on what we learned from V1. So now the full way to benefit from the platform is to both buy dogs, buy pigs, stake those dogs, stake those pigs, and farm them. I would say farm if you have non-native assets like non-native LPs or single asset LPs, farm those dogs and utilize those dogs to increase your position in pig, not dump them on the market. If you, first of all, the emission rate, the APY that you're earning in dogs is, when I say relatively small, it's still greater than you would earn in PancakeSwap. It's still more significant that you would earn in like any of the bridges or really any of the other high quality farms. So it's still higher than that, but it's much lower relative to V1. And the reason for this is because the incentive is no longer to be farming these dog and pig tokens to dump them on the market to earn your profit. On dogs, it would make no sense to do that because of the 90% tax. And that means the dog token is going to rapidly appreciate in price. And then the higher the dog token appreciates in price, when someone does do a dog transaction, the BUSD and BNB that's being generated for the dividends in the dog pound pig pen is that much greater. So you're heavily incentivized now to utilize those dog tokens to earn pigs and collect that BUSD that's being generated both through the back-end lending, the deposit withdrawal fees, but also through the dog transaction tax, which is much more significant than it was, and is set up in a way where the dividends increase as the price increases. And I would say the most optimal way to utilize your dogs would be in the auto compounding dog pound, because you're earning the B&B associated with the dog transactions, but you're also still utilizing them to earn pigs, and you're earning those pigs in a compounded interest format, because your B&B is being utilized to buy dogs and compounding it back into your pigs B&B master chef position. But keep in mind that the B&B associated with this with the dog pound is coming from the transactions of dogs. So initially, most likely, there won't be that many dog transactions. So at least not many sell dog transactions. So you don't want to just utilize your dogs in the auto compounding dog pound, because you want to be earning as many pigs as you can from day one. So this is why I was saying that I think the optimal way to take advantage from the system would be to buy dogs, take half the dogs, put them into the auto compounding dog pound, and take the other half and pair them with BUSD and get right into that dogs BUSD pool. That way, you have a position in a farm right away that's earning pigs, and also you have some of your dogs that are having the tax reduced on them every day, and as that B&B comes in over time, you'll also be earning that B&B and compounding into the dog's B&B pool. And so everybody knows, the LP crediting that was done, about 30% of the people that could have claimed LPs claimed LPs. So that means we have a significant amount of LPs which were not claimed that we can utilize to both pump the price of dogs, but also inject B&B into the dog pound. So even though there won't be many transactions selling dogs from the start, I don't believe, I can't predict the future, but I mean, if there is, that's bullish, because it's just more B&B to go in. And if there's not, that's also bullish, because that means the dog's price is going to be appreciating like crazy. So either way, it's bullish. But we can inject a decent amount of B&B capital into the dog pound right from the start, just to ensure that there are some B&B payouts from day one. So it's extremely exciting. We have a dogs token promotion going up on Dex Tools. I believe that will be going up tomorrow. Today, we have a bunch of social media blasts going out. A bunch of influencers on various social medias will be making promos and just getting the word out there. We have a lot lined up as far as like banner ads and articles and everything coming in the next over the next couple weeks. Another really big thing is we have connected with a PR firm that is very high level fintech PR firm, and they can get placements on, you know, Bloomberg. And when I say Bloomberg, I'm talking about the TV channel, like 15-minute segments on CNBC, Bloomberg, like a really high level fintech PR firm. And we have a meeting with them coming up, and due to the way that we generate our marketing budget, not only can we afford this, we're not affording it by ever adding sell pressure to our tokens or needing to sell our native tokens to do it. Because the funds we're using for marketing is coming from a small portion of the deposit withdrawal fees, and also the capital rehypothecation that we're lending to PancakeSwap. Now, I don't want us to talk too much about what we have coming after launch, because I really want to focus on launch. But let me just say, after launch, we have very shortly after launch, like in the first few weeks, We have the Dogs Roulette game coming. We have an auto compounding pig pen coming, which will allow you to use the BUSD you're earning in the pig pen to buy more pigs and compound back into your position. So you're constantly earning compound interest in the form of BUSD. And we have a another lending option coming, which is going to be super bullish. It's for single assets. It's going to be a separate pool. It's going to be separate pools. So it's going to be separate BNB and BUSD pools that you can stake in. And it's going to allow you to auto compound into a top tier project in the space. And I'll talk about that more when we're after launch and all of that. But it's going to be big, right? It's going to be something that's very attractive, not just to whales and the average user, but also to institutions in the space. So it's extremely exciting. I mean, it's on par with like what Yearn is doing on the ERC20 network. We're going to be doing something very similar to that, but on Animal Farm on the BSC network. So man, there's so much to come. I'm so excited. Let me just tell my front end guy to start getting prepared. All right, guys. So let me just, there's like twice the people in here that from when I first started talking about the launch process. So let me just go over the launch process. I'm going to hop off in 5 minutes, and maybe Bartertown or someone else can take over. But I just want to go over the launch process. I'm hopping off in 15 minutes so I can start directing the dev team on do this, do that, do this. So at 1 o'clock, we're going to push the update of the site. That means you'll be able to use Drip Liberation on the new site. That means you'll be able to start staking in the non-native pools and farms. And that means you'll be able to access the buy dogs and access the add liquidity to dogs, but the dog token will not be unpaused yet. Then I will start a 10-minute countdown. And when this 10-minute countdown hits 0, I'm going to unpause the dog token. And that means you'll be able to trade both on PancakeSwap and on our platform. You'll be able to use the buy dogs dashboard on our platform as soon as the countdown hits 0. Now, you can also add liquidity to the dogs token once it's unpaused, but utilize our front end to add liquidity. This way, you are not being taxed when you do it. Unless you messed with the advanced setting in PancakeSwap, it wouldn't allow you to do it on PancakeSwap anyways, because most of you know this, especially the DeFi veterans, but you have on PancakeSwap, you have to set the allowed slippage. And if you try to do a transaction that has a high tax, you need to set the slippage to set the allowed slippage more than this tax. And since the tax on dogs, initially when you first get it, is 90%, if you were trying to do some actions, not buying, but trying to do selling or trying to do add liquidity on PancakeSwap, it's going to fail because your slippage will not be high enough to do it. That's because it's going to try to apply the tax to you. But you can do it on our site. And this is so no one accidentally does an action that ends up taxing them where they shouldn't have been taxed. For example, they go to add liquidity, they get taxed, and that wouldn't be a good thing. But luckily, that won't happen because it will fail on PancakeSwap unless they go into advanced settings and set unlimited slippage, with which most people are not doing. But if you use our site to do it, you have nothing to be concerned about, because our ad liquidity contracts are whitelisted, so there's no tax applied at all. You just utilize them, and it's all good. So as soon as the dog token is unpaused, you can buy it on our site. You can buy it on PancakeSwap. You can add the liquidity to it on our site. You can stake it in the in the farms and pools, the native ones where you're earning pigs. You can put it in the dog pound. You can put it in the auto compounding dog pound. You can utilize everything once it's unpaused. And then at 2:00 p.m. EST, which is 50 minutes after we unpause, that's when the emissions and everything starts. So that's the whole process. And then after that, I'm going to jump back in voice chat after the emissions have started and all of that, and just celebrate with everybody, and we'll have a good time in here, and just maybe talk about strategies, or just celebrate the successful launch. But we're 100% ready to go. We've been running on a side chain, which is an exact clone of what we have on mainnet right now, for the past week and a half. And there's been over 60 people doing millions of transactions, literally millions of transactions all day, every day. And everything's running flawlessly. We just had a major audit done of all the new contracts, passed with flying colors. The couple of steps that we're going to take after launch is our ability to, so of course, we had to mint tokens in order to add the liquidity, do the migration, do the crediting. So after launch, we're going to burn our ability to mint tokens, which everybody, I'm the only one that has those keys anyways, so no one has to worry about that. Obviously, if I wanted to do something shady, I had all of the liquidity when I did the migration at one point anyways. I had all of the BNB and all of the BUSD in my wallet when I did the crediting migration and migrated the liquidity. So no one has to be concerned about anything like that, because obviously I had all the capital in my wallet for 2 weeks in the form of BNB and BUSD. So, but anyways, that ability to mint tokens will be burned after launch. We just wanted to keep it throughout the launch process to make sure if we needed to make some kind of accounting change or adjust liquidity or credit someone that was supposed to be credited that wasn't, we had the ability to do these things. So that will be burned shortly after launch. And then we're going to migrate the ownership of the Master Chef and the DCAA and the Strategy Chef contracts to a new managerial contract, which has a 48-hour delay on it, which means if we add a new pool, if we add a new lending option, basically if we do any of the updates that we can do to make sure we're able to evolve with the times and all of that, there's a 48-hour delay on it. So any change that's made will be public before it's ever made. And this just ensures security and secures a fully decentralized protocol, because all of the most important variables are immutable. But there's a few that are not immutable for the purpose of us being able to add partnership vaults, add new lending options, and that's really it. Add the auto compounding pig pen, do these kinds of updates, and that's why we're migrating it to something with a 48-hour timer. That way, we still have the ability to evolve and update with the times and all of that, but we can never do it in a way that catches the community off guard. There's always a 48-hour time. So basically what we do is we pass the ownership to a contract, and then when we call the transaction, we call it on the owner contract, and then the owner contract counts down 48 hours worth of blocks and then pushes the transaction. So that's the way it works. So everybody can see the transaction was called to the owner contract 48 hours in advance before it's actually before the change is actually implemented. So this is the things that we're doing to just be a step above the competition and be more decentralized and be more secure than anybody in the space. What else can I talk about? I'm just very excited. We got a lot of promo coming. We got a lot developed. And I mean, this is just, I believe what's going to happen is we have a strong community. So we're going to get a nice bullish pump, and then some of the people that may be sitting on the sidelines that aren't part of the community, but will see us on Dex Tools and see us all around, will then be attracted to it. And then, since we have better game theory, better mechanics, better profit opportunities than PancakeSwap and some of these other big farms, over the next few months, I see us just steadily migrating people from those platforms onto our platform. And I mean, one of the big reasons for this is because the lending that we're doing allows people to take advantage of these other platforms and make profit from these other platforms while also earning yield in our NIP tokens with a better incentive structure than any other platform that allows you to earn that yield in BNB and BUSD. So it's just amazing, guys. I'm going to hop off so I can prepare to have the new site pushed in about 10 minutes now. And then I'm going to start the countdown. So we're here, guys. It's launched. I'm very excited. All right. Byron Town, if you want to take over so we don't have to close it, you can do so.
I got this. Yeah, I got this for sure. And shout out to the whole Animal Farm community out there. Shout out to the Drip Network. Shout out to the Drip Maxis out there. And of course, you know, we are much greater than we were. We are much greater now than we were 8 months ago. We are much greater now than we were a year ago. We are much greater now than we were 2 years ago. The excellent track record of mighty leader Forex Shark. Multiple 50 to 100x tokens underneath his belt. Check the record. Name another developer that has a track record like Forex Shark. You want to complain about a delay? You want to complain about XYZ? No, we're not going to let you. We're not going to let you. We're going to stand strong behind Forex Shark. And this is a revolution that we're partaking in and embarking on, a DeFi revolution, to be able to challenge traditional finance. That's what we're here doing now. We're out here providing a better opportunity than what's out there in the world. So this is something that's being built to be able to be bullish for everyone, anyone, regardless to whatever capital level that you're in, whatever that you have available, you know, risk capital to invest, to take part, to be a part of this. And I purposefully went into various different communities. Some of those guys that had a couple words to say here and there. And I challenged them, let's bet 10K right now that November 1st won't be the launch. I bet you it will be the launch. Let's bet 10K. And you know what we heard? A lot of jokes and a lot of crickets. A lot of jokes and a lot of crickets. Well, guess what? Crickets get eaten on the Animal Farm. Crickets get eaten on the Animal Farm. Crickets get eaten on the Animal Farm. We are extremely bullish. And you're on the right side right now at the Animal Farm. The arc of the bear market. The arc of the bear market. The arc of the bear market. Where everyone will come from one corner of DeFi universe to the other. And they will hear the tale of a truly community-owned DeFi project that can house their capital, protect it safely, their Bitcoin, their Ethereum, their BNB token, their Link, their DOT, stable coins if they're scary. And they want to park it somewhere Safu with diligent auditing teams behind them, checking relentlessly. Even the auditors themselves that haven't officially audited the animal farm, they are of the animal farm anyway. Multiple eyes from multiple different directions looking at the animal farm, making sure everything's safu because everyone is bullish. The ultimate protection, the ultimate promotion. Every month, we will have a new marketing budget that doesn't require us selling tokens. Genius. Every single month. And as we evolve, we will get greater at our marketing campaigns. Our communities who are people who are in the community, Drip Network community, Animal Farm community who does content, their channels will get greater. Their voices will get louder. And they will be able to reach more people. And they will tell them, come to the ark. Survive the storm with us. We are a bullish community, the most bullish community in DeFi, period. Come put your capital here. Oh, you don't want to get the pig and the dog? No problem. We have stable coins. We have Bitcoin. We have Ethereum here. You can park your capital and we welcome it into the ark. But of course, like I said yesterday, somehow it seemed, from George Orwell, somehow it seemed as though the farm had grown richer without making the animals themselves any richer, except, of course, for the pigs and the dogs. Because everyone is going to have an opportunity on multiple levels to be able to make massive gains on the animal farm. But for those pigs and dogs out there, for those pigs and dog token holders out there, you get a shot. You get an early position in incredible assets, incredible yield earning assets. Remember, pigs token, the pig pen, makes you an owner of the farm. All the fees that come into the farm, remember, this farm is a massive project. The eyes of all of DeFi is going to be on it. You would be a fool not to stake on the animal farm, to have some type of exposure to the animal farm. You would be a fool. And imagine you being a shareholder of a piece of the farm with your pig's governance token and the evolution that it's going to go through with added utility every couple weeks. Another use case, another platform, another protocol, NFTs, this and that. And you can guarantee marketing. You can guarantee it. Free marketing, first of all, from the community itself. Then paid marketing on top of it, because there's a marketing budget being earned on the back end of the farm. Genius. Never been done the way that we're doing it on the animal farm. And even if they tried to replicate it, you couldn't do it. You don't got what it takes. You don't got the community behind you. And whatever you got most likely will be a dev cash grab. When here, the animal farm, this is truly community driven, community owned. And your dog token position, an excellent position that'll be able to be shielded with an incredible loyalty score system. You're buying the bottom of a beast that the dog token is. And remember, we was talking about this a little earlier on the live stream that I'm on. Remember, the dog token is so bullish. It has that protective shield on it, but also it has exposure to BNB. Not only does it have the incentive to add BUSD, but it has exposure to BNB. So it having that exposure to BNB, if you compare BNB and its price movement and its price action and how it handled, bearish markets compared to other assets on the top 10 list, a top 100 list of blue chip tokens. BNB has been performing excellent. And on the next bull run, when everything is massively bullish, BNB is going to go crazy. Do your research on BNB tokenomics. They have excellent burn mechanics. They have a whole bunch of things going on, and everything that's hot is being built on the Binance Smart Chain. So our dog token has exposure, massive exposure to BNB as well. So right now, we're catching dog token at the bottom of the market. What happens when we have a $1,000 BNB token? Maybe more. What happens if it's greater than that? What kind of incredible asset you think this dog token is going to be? It's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. The animal farm is a lot more bullish than I think people realize. So, of course, one thing I want to tell you guys real quick to summarize what Forex was saying. 1 p.m. EST, he's going to push updates to the site. The drip liberation contract is going to be updated. Remember, if you're not familiar with drip liberation, some of you guys are just new to Animal Farm. You don't really know about our tremendously bullish community. But the drip network is, represented here on the Animal Farm. They have the largest non-core pool to be able to earn the dog token. So you can access your drip LPs, drip BUSD, by using the drip liberation contract. So you can use BUSD, BNB, I think Bitcoin and some other assets to be able to purchase your LP in drip. So utilize that contract. Don't use Pancake Swap. That's just a veteran tip there for you guys. So you can stake in non-native pools and farms at 1 p.m. EST. And you can access the buy, Animal Farm dogs, and add liquidity to Animal Farm dog pools. Right. I think we got to clean that up. So then a 10-minute countdown, they will unpause the Animal Farm dog token. So Forex will let us know, and we'll have a countdown. And we can buy it on the Animal Farm website platform and Pancake Swap as soon as it hits 0, right? But you want to buy on the Animal Farm website, guys. Don't get tricked by any fake contract addresses. Don't do anything unnecessary. Just make sure that you guys follow directions accordingly, okay? Then you can add liquidity to the AFD pools. Do this at the Animal Farm website. If you try to do this on Pancake Swap, it will fail due to attacks on the dogs is 90%. So make sure that you utilize the Animal Farm website for all your needs when it comes to the dog token. All right, don't get messed up there. Okay, so 2 p.m. EST, emission start. There's an emission start countdown floating around somewhere, and Forex will jump back in the voice chat to celebrate, of course. So yeah, there's all the information there. Also, if you guys want to go to Bartertown Announcements channel, I have some recommended bridges. If you guys are new to Binance Smart Chain, maybe you're just starting from scratch, I got how to connect BSC to MetaMask. I got bridges and aggregators to migrate funds. So if you want to take funds from one network to another, there's a couple of different bridges that I recommend. You can use Pancake Swap Bridge, but there's other assets that you can utilize on app.xy.finance or synapseprotocol.com. So if you want the links to those particular things like different bridges, etc., I have that at Bartertown, or when they open the chat, I could show you guys later on as well. So you want to get your capital ready, guys. You want to save all the contract addresses in your wallet now, so that way you don't get confused later. I was mentioning this in the stream earlier. Pancake Swap will recognize your LPs easier when you save the contract address in your wallet prior to you doing anything. So you want to do that first. Save the contract address to your MetaMask wallet. Ray, how do you save your contract address to your MetaMask wallet? Ray, what if I don't have MetaMask wallet, etc.? Whatever wallet that you're using, there should be an import tokens button somewhere on MetaMask. When you scroll down, you'll find it there. It'll say import tokens. And then you want to import the contract address of the LP that you want to save in your wallet, or even of dog token, pig LPs, dog LPs. You want to save all of that in your MetaMask. There's plenty of different things you can utilize, like drip.community.wiki, to be able to get a lot of information about Animal Farm, dogs, etc. All the information is there, and we're going to continue to add more information. We're going to continue to make videos. We're going to continue to write articles. We're going to continue to make sure that we have short videos, high quality, that explain X, Y, and Z in the ecosystem. So what you're seeing is the birth, the evolution of an animal taking over DeFi, the Animal Farm. Shout out to the squad. So we got, anybody in the chat want to say a few words? Who we got? I could keep going. If any, Wanna Be Well, where you at, Wanna Be Well? Maybe he might be doing something. He might be doing some calf raises or something. He might be doing some calf raises. So guys, just make sure you guys are locked in. Make sure you guys are utilizing your referral links as well to recommend the Animal Farm to other people out there in the community, even you content creators. Make sure that you're, everybody got to put their brick in. The Animal Farm is truly a community-driven project. So, like, if there's ever frequently asked questions, right? And you're somebody who's starting content out there, address the frequently asked question, and you're gonna instantly funnel people to that frequently asked question, right? And then that's how you grow your channel. A lot of channels have been birthed through the Drip Network community. A lot of channels have been birthed through the Drip Network community. We're growing. We're keeping people informed. This is the best DeFi community that there is out there in crypto, period. I don't think we have any peers out there. The way that we operate and how we have grown and expanded our community. So you've come into the right community. You've come into the right channel. You've come into the right project. And Forex, of course, delivers every time, and will continue to deliver as we evolve into this ecosystem that we're being able to build. That's going to include, we got yield farming, we got our passive income with Drip, being able to claim and compound, having that 1% a day dividend. Incredible. That's paid out billions already, right? People overlook that. It's paid out billions with a B already. Drip. Oh, Drip is XYZ. Doesn't matter. It paid out billions to people, and it's still paying out 100% uptime. Now we have the Animal Farm. Monster. We're going to be able to accumulate all our blue chip, quote unquote, blue chip assets and be able to earn a high yield on them. Wait till the Bitcoin guys see the Animal Farm. Wait till the Ethereum guys see the Animal Farm. And then, we're getting into GameFi, play to earn, right? Which is going to bring a whole different dynamic of investor base to the Animal Farm when we have that Dogs of Fortune game. And Dogs of Fortune, if you guys remember, is a combination of what Forex explained to be cookie cutter, which I wasn't familiar with. I just saw that recently. But then the other game is called Mafia Wars. If you guys remember Mafia Wars, right? And if you guys don't remember Mafia Wars was a game that 17 million people were playing. So our, game that's being built on top of the Pigpen, shout out to Wanna Be Well, that's being built on top of the Pigpen is going to be adding extra revenue to Pigpen governance holders. And then we get to advertise, the Dogs of Fortune game through different channels that we wouldn't normally get to advertise through. Imagine all your favorite play to earn content creators talking about Dogs of Fortune. the Axie Infinity content creators, right? If you guys are familiar with that. The Abagachi content creators, if you guys are familiar with that. The people who advertise Star Atlas, right? Those guys, they don't really dive into a lot of the other things that we have available, but they'll dive into that. And that's going to bring a whole other investor base to us. Then after that, of course, Forex has a different plethora of products, but the one that, all of us are, anticipating, of course, drip layer 2, reservoir layer 2 for the drip network community. That's going to be incredible for keeping our circulating supply down in the drip network and having these different daily bonuses and bonuses and all these other things that is going to be implemented to those systems in the drip side and in the reservoir side, building up a massive BNB pool daily, riding the bull market up with BNB. Incredible. But besides that, lending. The animal farm is the foundational piece for all these other products to be possible. And once we get to lending, imagine a situation where you have your capital parked on the animal farm, your BNB positions, your drip BUSD positions, your dog positions, etc. And you'll be able to land off of those positions. Incredible. Incredible. Wanna be well? You on, bro?
Yo. Can you hear me?
What's good, brother? Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Excited, man. It's like a kid on Christmas Eve last night. Somebody said this morning, is like, appreciate all your excitement. Who can't be excited for this? I told someone this morning on a video I did, I said, this ain't your mom and dad's. They said, why you get excited for a financial vehicle? I said, this ain't your mom and dad.